Hello, Dr. Patel. What a great pleasure it is to have you with us today. It's a great opportunity for customers and affiliates to hear directly from the researchers conducting scientific studies on behalf of 4Life. And that's really important to me because we rely on independent experts like yourself and third-party labs to help guide us in the best ways to research our products as well as validate their science. Now, exactly what are C. elegans and why are they considered the gold standard of longevity research?
Sure. So C. elegans are a microscopic worm. They're about 1 millimeter in size, so you can't really see them with the naked eye. You have to use microscopes. But 30 years ago, a scientist at UCSF, Dr. Cynthia Kenyon, found a mutation in a worm that actually doubled its lifespan. And that was really the first time that we were able to actually see that mutations in genes could actually dramatically extend lifespan. And that discovery led the worm being really the first animal in which we were able to really start getting a handle on aging biology.
These worms that you study, that you look at in your longevity research, are similar to us as humans.
Absolutely, but the advantage that you have with a worm is that the worm only lives for a few weeks. Whereas because the worm only lives for about 3 to 4 weeks typically, we're able to do these experiments and really see how much of a difference these natural products make in the lifespan of the animal. And then that gives us, the ability to then look to see how they might impact human health in a much quicker time frame.
Our studies are quite different than what you typically do. So what was compelling about these 4Life experiments compared to some of the other research that you conduct on a day-to-day basis?
One of the interesting things about your study and the 4Life study was that we were looking at actually a combination product, so a lot of different ingredients that each had been shown to have exciting potential to extend lifespan on their own.
That's great to hear. And so in these 4Life experiments that you just talked about, what is actually happening to the worms as they're treated with our formulas compared to worms that are not treated?
What we actually find is that the worms being given the formulation are not only living longer, about 22% over the course of the experiment, but they're actually also more active. So they're actually healthier in old age. And you can see that by looking at the speed of the animals. And what you find is that the animals are able to maintain more youthful levels of activity, even towards the end of their life, compared to the animals just under the standard treatment.
So not only are we helping the worms live longer, but we're actually also helping them live better as they live longer. Is that right?
Yeah, absolutely. So we're improving what's called health span, and that's really a measure of the activity of the animals. And that's important because modern medicine is able to keep people alive for a very long time, but not necessarily in great health. And it's really important to actually find formulations that actually improve your health, because people want to be more active as they age. They don't want to be, stuck in a wheelchair or bedridden. So actually finding treatments that potentially give them back that health and helps them maintain their activity levels is really, really critical. Taking these ingredients that have already been shown in other studies individually to have beneficial effects, now as a standardized formulation where there's evidence that it works, it potentially allows your customers to actually improve not only their general health, but actually hopefully improve their own activity levels, give them more energy, give them potentially just a better general sense of wellness, and then hopefully potentially extend their lifespan. I think the evolutionary conservation of biology between worms and humans already tells us that there's likely to be a good effect. Now, the question will ultimately be how big. Now, that is obviously, something that 4Life will see as more and more people take the product. They'll be able to start getting data on what the likelihood of the magnitude of effects are, but certainly you'll see beneficial effects even on small things like your just energy levels and how you feel in the morning and things like that. So hopefully people taking this product will start noticing the benefits immediately, even though the ultimate benefits are going to be super long term.
Well, Dr. Patel, this is such incredible work. It has been a real treat to speak with you today.
Thank you, Dr. Vollmer. It's been a pleasure to talk to you today.